Toot toot and begin.
That should be. That should. I
forgot to press record.
You're joking.
Yeah, I'm totally joking. Let's go.
You fool. Because I thought that was funny. There's me squeaky chair again. This is a good start. This is a good start.
That's been there every time. Your squeaky chair.
I had a few people. Actually, hang on. Before we start anything, right? The end of the story is I got a letter back off Belinda Carlisle, and it was off me nana.
Oh.
Well, or me mum. It was off me mum and me nana. It was one of them. But like at the time, like I believed it. I was like, huh. Obviously, Belinda's got back to us. Let's see how she's getting on. She's obviously concerned about me.
I was concerned for her voice, but carry on.
Well, that was it. That was the end of the story.
Well, there's nothing in the letter. You're not going to tell us what was in the letter.
Oh, wait, man. I was about 9.
You keep telling me about this photographic memory you have.
Yeah, not now. When we were younger, I did for scripts and that, but not now. God, now, honestly. Now I forget a sentence in the middle of it. I did that. I've done that.
At the start?
No, like in the middle, like as I'm saying.
No, at the start. As you start talking, you've forgotten what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, yes. I'd be like, if I was in B&Q, be like, oh, yeah, I'd just like to inquire about the yellow screwdrivers. I'm just wondering if they, what was it I wanted again? Like, literally, that's how bad it is. It's really bad. So anyway, yeah, that was the end of the Belinda Carlisle story. A few other people messaged as well. Thanks to messages, fans. Out of the 2 people that listened, a couple of them messaged us and said, they listened to it and it was alright. Like, so let's just, we haven't planned this or rehearsed or even discussed it. We just literally got online, pressed record, and went, let's just do it now. So yeah,
let's do it live.
But I've listened to the old one a couple of times because I'm a narcissist and.
Really?
2 things. One, my memory is ludicrous. Like, I listened to it and I must have told the first sentence of about 50 different stories.
Yeah, but not got to the end of any of them.
2, people who listen to this won't know this, but my laugh, well, I mean, you will have heard it. It's ludicrously loud. I'm loving the word ludicrous.
I don't think it's as loud as what you think it is,
Yeah, no, because on my last podcast, I had to spend an hour... on our last podcast, I had to spend an hour literally reducing the noise of every time I laughed because it was like clipped to the volume. It was that loud. So I'm gonna sort all that out.
You're gonna train yourself to have a new laugh.
No, I'm just gonna maybe move.
How are you gonna sort that out?
I'm just gonna move my mouth away from the mic to laugh. Anyway,
okay.
Went to Iceland today. The only crisps they had left were nice ones were Pom Bears.
What are Pom Bears?
They're little kiddie crisps. They're like little kid crisps that you give to little kids. They're like rubbish little bears. It's the only ones they had left. And so I bought
that. The ones that are shaped like bears, like really salted flavor.
Yeah. Well, the clue's in the name.
Oh yeah, very good.
Pom Bears.
Skips don't have skipping ropes in. So,
Favorite crisp? Other friend of mine, Mrs. Charlotte Clues. So I'll be writing that down. Hang on. Listen, I'm going to...
Skips or Pom Bears?
Skips? No one's mentioned Skips. Pom Bears, man.
I mentioned Skips. So you don't pay any attention to me.
I love a skip, like... Hang on. See, this is what happens when I do admin. It takes me ages to write it down. Because if you didn't listen to the last one... If you didn't listen to the last podcast, anyone that we talk about, we're going to tag. So... saves time. You can just go. I'm not tagged in that one, so fucking get in the bin. You
didn't tag Aaron Kraskell, by the way.
1, I couldn't remember his name. 2, I don't know. For some reason, I couldn't tag someone else in it as well. I think I tried to tag a kid from school and it didn't work.
You still know kids at school? That's weird.
No, who we went to school with.
Mark Ensor.
Tag him. Oh yeah, that was
Mark.
it. That was it. It was Mark. Would you have to do it? Maybe he's not my friend, like, on Facebook. Well, I haven't seen him.
Really? Scandal.
I haven't seen him. Well, I don't know. Last time I seen him, I was 12, I think. I don't know. Which reminds me of what I wanted to talk about, actually. Which was a big thing when we were young. In a nutshell, I spoke about this last time, but me and Kel have been friends since we were tiny little children. And then in high school, we were friends. well, we're friends, and then we're kind of middle school, you know.
I hated you.
Oh, God damn it, I just laughed so loud. No, but in middle school we were like on opposite ends of the year and stuff like that, and then we kind of came back together.
Yeah, just totally split down the middle, wasn't it, at high school? Didn't like even know who you were.
We came together at high school.
Oh, at many parties.
I did. Well, this is what I was going to talk about, right? I don't know if I can talk about this. Well, I don't think
coming together at many parties.
No, I don't think your parents will listen to this, will they? Do you know? You know what's coming now, don't you?
There's any number of things.
Well, no, just like listen. I mean, listen. If you're listening, Jan or Steve, please, you know.
That's them getting tagged.
Please don't. Have they got Facebook?
No. Carry on.
Anyway, if you're listening, Jan or Steve, apologies about all of this, but there's nothing we can do now because it was years ago. But like, honestly, every time you two went away on holiday, we just had the most mental fortnight-long parties at Kel's. At your house, Jan and Steve.
Those were the days.
And those were the days.
For each other to get out.
Do you remember the
time? Do you
remember the time I made up a medical affliction to get off of school and actually went and tricked a doctor to get a sick note? I'm glad, like, no one's alive to hold me accountable for this.
Yeah.
And then literally tricked a doctor.
From the government.
I just got to stay off school for a month and just come to yours and party every single day. God, it was good. Anyway, so apologies, Jan and Steve, for that. But I've also
did alright with GCSEs, so it wasn't a total bust.
Have you ever put some pop into a cup that you've had milk in?
Yes.
This
You're
is
going
how
to talk about the bits now, aren't you?
No, this is how entertaining the podcast got. No, I've just done it, and like, there's a film.
It's a film. Normally you get like bits, you know, like
Don't say bits.
Pulp in orange juice.
I'm really cockney. Don't.
You know, but see, like the pulp from fresh orange juice.
Yeah, I know. And if you drink orange juice with bits,
looks
in, right,
like plankton.
You're a fucking mental case. Like, why would you? I love chewing me juice. Oh, it's awful. Just get the smooth. Mind you, if you eat Branston pickle, you're a lunatic as well.
Whoa! Lay off the Branston. I like Branston pickle.
Is that the new advertising campaign?
Yeah.
Lay off the Branston. No.
Talking about Branston pickle, not Richard Branson.
I love. Well, one, they're spelled differently. And I never at one point thought about Richard Branson
I know
in
this,
that conversation.
But, you know, the sound quality is not great. They could hear the wrong thing.
All right, okay. Yeah, but Branson pickle, what I didn't like about Branson pickle was the bits. I like the juice, so I just used to what this can't be interesting to anybody.
Do you not like pickled onions?
Yeah.
Can you like Branston juice?
I tell you, the only time I like pickled onions...
So it's just pickled onions in Branston juice.
The only time I like pickled onions is at a party when the nut...
I feel like I'm really exaggerating Branston now.
When the nut and pickled onion tray's empty. That's the only time you'll eat them. Nice little warm silver skin pickled onion.
No, that's not... I love pickles.
I love pickles. Anyway, I seen an absolutely amazing news story the other day. Yesterday. It was yesterday, because all I can do is sit in and do nothing all day. So I just...
Like the rest of us.
So I just watch... I'll tell you, this is going to lead on to something else I did yesterday. And then something else. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Right, so the Sun has this... I mean, hang on, I'm going to have to...
Well, that's the start of the bullshit.
No, yeah,
right
I know,
there.
it's the
Sun. The Sun had it.
Yeah, but it's honestly, it's the kind of story where you go, the Sun's actually probably got it spot on there. Basically, Channel 4 psychic conned bereaved families with identical letters from heaven. Well, Channel 4 psychic conned bereaved families should be a full stop after that, because there's no such thing. But basically what she did, right, she had this woman does, like, you know, those Facebook Live readings.
Oh my God, I remember when you used to do fake readings.
Yeah, well, I did fake ones for fake, but this woman comes on and goes, I get in the word. You're right. You know, she comes on, and basically, right, she got loads of followers from making up nonsense. I'm not saying her name, or, you know, allegedly, because, you know, allegedly she might be one of the 3 listeners She's probably picking up that we're talking about her now.
Yeah,
her ears are
She'll
on
know.
fire. Anyway, basically what she did, right, is she's got 150,000 Facebook followers, and
Nice.
and she offered them like for 38 quid. It's dead random. For £38, right, she will listen from someone in heaven. Listen to what they say as they dictate a letter, and then and then send it to you, right? So she was doing this for people, right? And then basically she'd basically just sent out 150,000 of the same letter, and charged 38 quid. I think it says 150,000. It's something like that. But that's the gist of the story. I mean, listen, I'm not Trevor. I can't think of his name. Who's that? Who's that newscaster?
You know this because you
Trevor.
can't remember his name.
I just said Trevor. It's something.
Trevor.
The newscaster. Anyway, newscaster.
I've just got Trevor Reeve now, even though I know it's not him.
Newscaster Trevor. I wouldn't make it. Hang on, I'm going to look it up now.
Oh,
I'm sure that. Do you know what? I think that's his.
This could be the next 30 minutes.
Trevor McDonald. I mean,
That's the one. Good old Trev.
I don't even know how we didn't get that. Anyway,
Big Mac.
So what do you think of that then? What do you think of that in general? What do you think of those people in general?
Well, I know it's horrible, but at the same time, hats off. I mean, she's
To her,
just,
you mean?
Yeah, she's just sorted a retirement fund out, hasn't she?
Oh yeah, well listen,
in one fell swoop.
She's just sold loads of bits of A4 paper for 40 quid a sheet. She has made people buy, literally selling ice to Eskimos, just buying nonsense for 40 quid. But then again,
do you think, actually, I tell you what, do you think she actually can do it, right?
No.
She did the first one.
Nope.
Wrote it all down and then went, fuck it, that'll do.
Nope.
Can't be bothered to waste your time on doing another 149,999. I'll just photocopy this bitch.
It's the kind of thing I would
do. Did you handwrite all of them, or did you photocopy them?
No, I don't think you should.
I know that sounds ridiculous. But if I'm paying 30 quid for a letter, I want it fucking handwritten.
Handwritten?
And the ink's still wet.
Who handwrites a letter? I don't think I've...
For £38, it should be written in blood.
Dude, I don't think I've physically written a sentence for about 20 years. Like, physically written a sentence out on paper.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm doing the admin.
Yeah, I know, you should see the state of this.
Yeah, but seriously, if you paid 38 quid and got, like, a printed out Word document...
Yeah, but that's that's obviously what she sent, though.
Well, yeah, it probably was, but that's probably why the rabbit was off.
Yeah, but
unless somebody accidentally got 2 copies and the name was different at the top.
Yeah, but that's even more insane. Imagine she did write it out by hand, but wrote the same letter 150,000 times. Now that...
True. That's mental.
Honestly, I'd do that right now just to pass some time.
I'll give you some words to write on the blackboard.
It's boring. And Jen Buchanan says she wants me to say... She wants me to say that this can get in the bin now and it's boring. And you know what? I agree.
What can get in the bin now?
This whole thing, staying inside, like, listen, people are gonna, have me guts for garters here, but it can get in the sea now. I'm sick of it now. Well,
I mean, everybody's sick of it, but what if you got literally sick of it?
Oh.
Do you know what I mean, though?
That was good, yeah.
Because I know a lot of people are saying the whole, do you know anybody? But, like, I am aware of 3 people now that are very close that have, that have it.
Have what, though? That
have got the coronavirus.
Listen, man.
And
I sat this morning. Now, we touched upon this last time, but I'm a conspiracy theorist. Again, I don't like that phrase. I just like to look at all the facts, whoever they come from, and see both sides. I think that's a fair kind of thing to do. Even if it's something you don't particularly like, see the other side, see what the facts are, and see what happens. So, I watched David Icke's video this morning.
There it is.
Now, this video. Now, David Icke, for those of you who don't know, right, he was like was he ex-footballer, sports presenter from, like, the 80s who, like, literally went on Terry Wogan in a turquoise tracksuit and said he was Jesus and the Queen was a reptile. So I think he had some issues, but then
Write that down.
let's tag David Icke in it, sure. So yeah, but anyway, David, listen, if you're listening, I'm not insulting you here, but like you're definitely not listening. No, I'm not going to get into it too much, right? But basically, he put a video up this morning. It got pulled by YouTube, so my little conspiracy spider sense went, hang on a minute. And it was getting put up on Reddit, and it was getting taken down and put up and taken down, like literally as fast as it could get put up. And anyway, I'm not going to go into the video too much, but basically he's just saying it's a conspiracy. And it's a majority of it, and this is for Andrew Buchanan, because he loves a bit of this. Apparently it's a portion of it's to cover up the rollout of 5G. Have you heard much about this, 5G?
Oh, God.
I know, it's getting controversial already, this one. 5G. Now, I don't know much about it, apart from...
It's the internet for your mobile phone.
Yeah, no, but some people... I've seen them pictures of, like, masts with, like, dead people hanging off them, and then I don't know what they do. Apparently, it affects... It kills... I don't know what it does. It's bad or something. And then... so how do you... That was my factual roundup, Andrew Buchanan. It's bad or something. Will that do for you?
I think that's as good as we're gonna get.
Anyway, really. Watch that video.
Unless we have like a phone in.
Watch that video. It's on like Real London. It's called like Real London or Real something. Or, I don't know what it is. Watch it. It's a good watch. It's entertaining. I mean, he's a good auteur, David Icke. He can speak. I mean, you know what he does? He sells out stadiums.
Oh yeah,
that's David Icke. That's David Icke messaging there. Hang on, wait a minute.
Well, he's just a salesperson, really, isn't he? At the end of the day.
But you know his lectures, they go on for like 10 hours. 10 hours in Wembley, just listening to him rabbit on.
God, even if I wasn't entertained, I'd still go to sleep. 10 hours.
I know.
Have you sat in the seats at Wembley? Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, I seen Ken Dodd at Whitney Bay Playhouse. That was 2.5 hours. That was canny long. Like 10 hours. At least that had jokes in it. 10 hours.
Well,
of like,
I imagine there was a fair few jokes in David Icke's as well. Like,
I don't know. Like, he's very serious. Like, even when you see interviewers try and joke with him, he like goes, ha ha ha. Anyway, reptiles own my brain. He is very serious. Sorry, Dave. Sorry, Dave, if you're listening. I didn't. That wasn't. You know, I think you're a nice fella. And the only thing I can't do is like he's got this weird thing with his hand. I think he's got arthritis in one of his hands. So it kind of looks like his right hand's fingers are melting off his hand. And when he's doing an interview, he gestures with both hands, and all I can do is
stare at his fingers.
At melty hand. Yeah, I'm not taking the mick out of it. I can't stop looking at it. Little melty hand. He gets dead annoyed as well, which is great. Like he'll just suddenly go, "It's a disgrace," and then just go back to normal speaking. It's dead weird. Anyway, so that was that.
Being controlled by the devil.
That was that. That was that. Used Twitter today.
You used Twitter today.
That's my news. I use Twitter. Yeah, well, yeah, I use Twitter to like complain to EDF and that. That's all I do. Like, I don't use it as Twitter should be used. In fact, I don't even really know what it's for. Still, I'm still one of those like old glebes that are like, I don't understand it, but I actually don't.
Yeah, it's just you know what it is. It's just for people to have a conversation about something that's on telly.
Well, I tweeted to Adam_Norm, at least I think that's what I can remember, which is the Adam and Norm podcast, which I meant to talk about last time.
So who are Adam and Norm? By the way,
they are. Now you'll definitely know. In fact, everyone probably in Newcastle will know the Norm part. Norman, he did Buzzcocks. Remember Buzzcocks?
The chav. Ructions, woo!
Yeah. That's proper rake of that. I love that, like. That's them too, and they do a podcast, right? Honestly, it's massive inspiration for why I thought we'll just sit down and record this, because it's just two Geordie lads having a little bit of banter. And they're about our age as well, so the references are there. So I just, I tagged them in it. We'll give them a little tag in this, and they won't listen.
Is that like him talking? Is that him talking normally, or is
it's him talking normally. It is him talking normally. Actually, let's talk about Buzzcocks for a little bit. So Buzzcocks came out when we were like, how old were we when Buzzcocks came out?
Well, I'm assuming probably about 16, 17.
Yeah, and for anyone that doesn't know,
if he's the same age as us.
Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, it's a guy from, I don't know if he's from Cramerton, but he used to say he was the godfather of Cramerton. He used to dress up like a charver.
Yeah, he is from Cramerton because he's just done a video recently, and there's a couple of people from my work who work in Cramerton recognise the area in the video.
All right, aye. Anyway, he pretends to be a charver and he puts his big fake teeth in, but honestly, he's excellent at just... Not just the impression of the charver, but like the mentality, like the kind of stuff they'd say, you know. Like me nana and granddad had a destruction derby on the backfield for like a 70th and that. Like, just dolphin pills. Fucking, I could talk to cats. Honestly, it's so good. It's so good. If you get a chance, watch it. Also, there's a really good mockumentary, like Office style, called The Northern Life. And it's in like 9 parts because once upon a time, YouTube, like you could only upload like 10 minutes at a time. Back in the day.
Back in the day of 56k.
Do you remember back in the day, YouTube?
God, imagine how long that would take to upload 10 minutes of the video.
It was
56K.
It was like 140p it must have been, and you can only have I think at the start it was like you could only have 5 minutes, and then it was only 9 minutes of like video. So people would put like episodes of TV shows on YouTube in 27 parts all at 144. Like it was like less hassle to just go and watch it on TV because it was in such low quality and in 24 parts.
Had ads as well though, wasn't it?
Yeah, before that ads, man.
We'd just follow on a playlist.
Oh, the golden YouTube days. So anyway, that was Buzzcocks. I don't know why I got on the YouTube, but yeah, I did see the recent one as well. It's mint because he kind of just looks exactly the same. I think
he actually did like proper songs and stuff. Some of the guys at work.
Oh yeah, the Northeast's Ricky and Steve. That's what I'll say. And we're the Northeast, Carl Pilkington.
Oh, Carl and Carl.
Carl and Carl. Yeah. So that was that. But they're very good. Honestly, go and watch Buzzcocks if you haven't watched it. I think their YouTube channel's called Ad Normal, something like that. You just search Buzzcocks, you'll find it. And search the Adam and Norm podcast and give them a listen because I think they're good.
I think I'll have to do that.
Have you not listened to them? They are, honestly,
I haven't yet. You know, there's not enough hours in the bloody day at the minute.
Listen,
and I know that'll sound weird because of the whole isolation thing, but as I've said before, I am actually still at work, so...
Yeah, well, no, samesies. But, yeah, give them a listen and, yeah, it'll pass us some time and it's a cracking little podcast. I'm saying it like, oh, give those little guys a listen. No one's listening to this, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, they are good.
I've just remembered something that we were meant to talk about last time.
Yeah, go on then.
We didn't bring it up because we couldn't understand what it meant on the list. Where I had Dog Bones Body.
Dog Bones Body? What was that again?
Well, I suggested that you could probably get rid of a dead body during isolation as long as you've got a dog.
Yeah, that was it, right? And you said...
if you're in isolation... Yeah, if you're in isolation long enough, a dog will eat the entirety of a human's remains.
Well, hang on. You forgot to say, if you die. It's not like if you get isolated, your dog's just going to eat you to death.
Yeah, but I started my point where if you got sick of somebody that you were living with, you could off them and then feed them to the dog.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's not like you're gonna have a good alibi. It's not. I couldn't have done it. I was in the kitchen.
Yeah, but you could say, "Oh, I don't know. They never came home." Like
they never came home in isolation.
Yeah, but they might have isolated with their mum.
They went to the toilet.
Or their dad.
They went to the toilet and they never came back.
There was the one day though when you were asleep because you sleep a lot, where it was literally
me.
Be careful who. It was a Friday night and it was be careful who you end up with on that Friday.
I don't honestly even know.
Because if you stay with them overnight, you could end up in isolation with them for the next 2 weeks.
Right.
If the government calls
my point, I said...
So it could happen.
See, honestly, this is the kind of thing me and Kel talk about, like, off air. And I said, write this down because it was ludicrous. He reckons a dog will eat you. I don't think it's true. I think a cat would eat you. But I don't think a dog... Like, dogs... Like, you see them videos of, like, people who are dogs...
I think there's a little bit of a misconception here, though. You're suggesting if you lived alone with a dog, the dog would just start eating the body. That's not what I'm saying.
No, that's not my suggestion. That's your suggestion. And hang on, before you continue, can I just say, one, I was directly in the middle of a very important point. Two, I've now forgot that said point. So three, when I listen back to this, I'm just going to sound like a mental man. So thank you very much, Kellis G. Anyway, carry on about your weird man-eating dog story.
Yeah, so you would kill the person that you live with, and you would cut the body up and feed it to the dog.
I'm not sure this
I'm not
is
saying
family
that-
friendly.
No, probably not, but I'm not saying the dog would just start nibbling on the toes or something. I'm saying, you'd bang it in the food bowl and over time. Jeez, God, this is dark.
Yeah,
I can't even remember why we got onto it in the first place the other day.
Because it was on the list. No, because you'd said it, and I went, it's ludicrous. I don't think a dog would eat you. But then again, listen, if you want to comment...
Thoughts in the comments?
If you want to, like
and subscribe.
No one, don't. I mean, I'm the worst YouTuber ever.
I promise that is the last time I'll ever say like and subscribe. I promise.
I'm just the worst YouTuber. Yeah, don't like it.
Please don't like my video.
No, honestly though, if you want to, do it. And I tell you what though, if you listen to this on Facebook,
It's good reverse psychology there.
Oh, shut up, man. And if you do like this on Facebook, all of my little friends on Facebook, it honestly just share it. It takes like on it. You don't actually have. It doesn't cost anything. You don't have to do anything. Just click share, and spread the joy of mine and Kel's voice, because that's the important thing in this crisis.
Yeah, our voices. That is the important thing.
Anyway, touching on what we just talked about, we should say, because last time I thought we didn't really say what we're going to do, because we don't know what we're going to do. But
no, because you told me to say what we're going to do and then buggered off with it.
Yeah,
and I had to
get me guitar.
Improvise.
To get me guitar, which I've now restrung. So that was a whole day not wasted.
The G-string back.
Yes, I did. It's a bit of a bodge job, but it works. We didn't give a warning saying there might be some swear words. I think you probably should say that. 32 minutes in.
Oh yeah, there might be some swear words in the past 32 minutes.
Yes, there might have been swear words.
Definitely will be in the next 20.
There definitely will be. If you don't like swearsies, don't turn off now. Listen to the rest and then just have a little fume to yourself about it. But speaking of that,
we'll promise a kid-friendly version in the near future.
Well, let's not do that, because I would also right now take the opportunity to quote my favourite Buzzcocks insult that he's ever said, which is, "You daft spacker cunt." So anyway, what we're talking about...
That's so aggressive.
And,
so aggressive.
It is a good insult, though. Like, of course it's not, it's a joke. Anyway, yes, but the list, the list I sent you with topics on?
Yes.
There was another topic on there, which I think I figured out which was, well, I've just written down, girls forward. Do you know what I'm talking about here?
Yeah, I think so.
So,
there was a couple, so go on, I'll run with it.
Well, it's hard. It's a good job we did that warning, because it might get a little bit fruity here. Might get a little bit saucy for all the mums and dads out there. So yeah, I wanted to talk about, because I'm newly a single man, as many of you know, and
he used to be a single woman.
I've been out the game for a long time. And girls or ladies, women.
Ladies.
I don't know what they're called. It's one of them.
You look good.
They've changed a lot. They've changed a lot since we were young.
Yes. Well, actually, they've changed a lot, but now they just all look the same.
I don't mean that in a bad way. What I mean is, they're very forward. It's a very forward society. It's a Tinder society now, and that's shit, by the way.
Tinder is shit.
Did you hear that?
First, ladies and gentlemen.
Did you hear the venom in my voice there?
I'm not Tinder. It wasn't working.
But that's it, and it's like that. It's kind of like everything else. You can get everything in 2 seconds.
That's why Tinder was shit for you.
so what happens is people are dead forward now. Like honestly, I can't even say it out loud. But like, have you ever in your life, let me ask you this, sent a dick pic to someone?
A dick pic?
Yeah. Oh, you said.
Are you asking me? Or are you asking the general public?
I'm asking you. You're the only one here. Have you?
I might not be the only one listening.
Yeah, but have you? You're trying to formulate your answer here, aren't you? Right? Have you ever sent one?
I'm trying to formulate my answer.
Have you sent one? Have you really? I've never ever sent one. Ever?
Oh, that's why Tinder's not working for you.
Oh, fucking hell, man. I just saw the volume on that laugh. It was just ludicrous. No, I've never sent one. Just because I think, well, it's not the best looking part of us. I mean, it's not the worst looking part of us, but it's not the best looking. I mean, I can send a picture of me arsehole. You need to
stop sending those pictures of your big toe.
Yeah. But no, I've never ever sent one. Because it's embarrassing. Plus, I think once you send it out, well, it's not embarrassing, ladies. Let me just tell you that. It's just, I mean, what it is, like, I'm scared, like, once you send that out into the ether, the internet ether, God knows where, in like 30 years' time, when you're running for mayor, that'll be plucked out of the internet, and go, look at this.
It'll be plucked, will it?
They'll go, look at this guy's little mushroom.
Whang.
Maybe you'll be whang. You'd be struck down. So, I can't believe it, Kel. Do you know what? One, you didn't know I was going to ask that. And two, I didn't know the answer to that. And three, I'm very surprised you sent one, actually. Although, I don't know, like, you're a secret little tinker, aren't you? So maybe you would.
Oh, yeah, totally.
You maybe would. Who is it to? Oh, you can't answer that. Tell me after. Tell me after, then. Send us a picture. Yeah, but anyway, the whole point of that was, like, people are a lot more forward, and I'm not used to it, so I'm not insulting anyone, but when I say people, I mean ladies, because I like ladies. They're just a lot more forward. Like, I remember back in the day, like, you'd have to kind of have a little twinkle glance at someone for a bit, and then, you know, you'd maybe, like, you know, try and stand near them at the school disco for a little while, and then, you know, you would just, like, brush against them in the corridor. Oh, sorry, Sandra. I don't know why she's called that, but
Sandra.
You'd see it. Yeah, it's not the youngest name. Now lasses come over to you and just go, "Yeah, do you want to suck me flaps?" Honestly, and I'm like, "What? Hang on, I need to buy
yes, I do.
I need to buy you a cupcake and brush your hand slightly." Honestly, lasses are dead forward now. I mean, maybe not all lasses, I guess, but, you know, certainly ones from Blythe. Careful now. Get me head stoved in and Whitty Bay. Well, not at the minute. Like, I can say whatever the fuck I want. No one's gonna get me. Yeah, but just dead forward. Like, honestly, I was having a conversation. I'm not gonna.
It's not just because you're getting older as well. Though,
yeah, because yes,
you go on a date with a girl and it's like, dude.
I go on a date with a girl of 20.
I haven't got time to waste here. Let's just move it along. Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough of my prudishness. Let's talk about someone else.
Well, yeah, I mean, going back to what you're saying, how different women are these days. You know,
yeah. It sounds like two old northern comics having a chat. I mean, you know, different women are these days. Can't believe I just said comics as well.
But is it really cool for women now to play D&D?
That was it. That's what I was going to ask, right? And again, I'm not going to name drop anyone, but there's a couple of girls I know who like D&D. Now, for anyone that doesn't know, that's Dungeons and Dragons. It's basically getting the little figures, playing on a little...
It's kind of shit that we would get rinsed for when we were teenagers.
Well, listen, that brings me on to another point, but let me get this one over first, right? So anyway, when did lasses start liking nerdlinger, things like that? Like, if you like that... I know what's coming as well. Then, you know, you're a bit of a nerdlinger, I guess. Anyway, Cal, you used to collect these things, didn't you?
Well, yeah, when I was younger.
I know, man, I know. Ooh, you got a bit salty there, didn't you? You got a bit spicy there. No, but you used to, you know, you had Warhammer and that, and you used to like all that. Yeah, but as a, you know, for a little,
when I got rinsed for it.
For a little lad, though, I'm going to be sexist again here. For a little lad, I'd be like, yeah, expect that. Or, you know, if you're a big beardy nerdlinger in the Games Workshop or whatever. Oh, God, I'm really not doing myself any favours.
We weren't all big beardies, you know.
Yeah, I know, right. Okay, well, would you agree, though, that the stereotype of that is that?
Well, yeah, bit of a geek, yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. So I just wouldn't expect... Oh, I'm coming off really bad here. Anyway.
A little bit.
I'm trying to say, I wouldn't expect a lady to like playing little soldiers. That's all I'm saying. And you know what? There'll be women out there furious with me. Well, there won't be right now, but secretly in their mind, they're like, yeah, no, I wouldn't play war with figures. So, I'm not apologising. Anyway.
Oh, no need to apologise.
I tell you what, something I did today that you don't even know about yet, and I don't think I've ever done it before.
Mm-hmm.
And it's someone that we know. I don't know whether I should talk about it.
I'll talk about it and then I'll decide whether or not you should cut it out.
Alright, well, I blocked someone today. Like proper unfriended and blocked.
Oh.
And it wasn't even for a particularly bad thing. You blocked anyone? You blocked any mentalists?
I don't think so. I kind of like just read other people's shit. I very rarely post anything myself.
Yeah, you
unless
don't.
I'm wishing somebody else happy birthday.
Yeah, which is so insincere. And so insincere on Facebook. I mean, I do it. Don't get us wrong, and I like it when people say it to me. But like, it's now at the point where like it will give you a notification first thing in the morning. It's their birthday. Do you want to write?
To say happy birthday?
Yeah, but even at the point where it's like, you do want to write just something here, so you can just write it in the notification. Happy birthday.
Yeah, we're making it easy for you.
Yeah.
Just put it here.
Yeah. Do you want to send this message? Happy birthday in quote mark. So you know what I mean? Like it's so easy. Like no one, they haven't remembered your birthday.
Yeah, they've been prompted.
Yeah. So yeah. I still like getting them though. And then you get the end of the day and you're like, oh, I got 75 birthdays.
I feel so loved.
You have a little mental competition with everyone else that you know. Anyway, I want to mention a very important name now at the 45-minute mark. A friend of mine on Facebook, Stephen Petty, comedian. Have you heard of him from Newcastle? Hosts BBC Newcastle. Well, not the whole thing, but he hosts a show on it.
Funny enough, yeah, I have actually.
Get in, lad. Yeah.
But
anyway,
not as a comedian. I used to deal with him in a professional capacity. Through his other business.
Anyway, listen to his show on BBC Newcastle. It's mint. And he's always posting things on Facebook. And he pinched one of my jokes today.
No, what joke?
It was a joke I'd pinched off someone else, like. So, but I was quite proud, really, secretly. I was like, ooh, you little thing.
Did he actually pinch it off you? Or
because
off the same person
he did, right? And I'll tell you what, I know how I know, because I use snipping tool. Because I'm a elite hacker. I use Windows snipping tool to long story short, someone else had posted it. It wasn't shareable, so I just took a little screen grab of that section, but I accidentally left 2 white bits on the edge. But then that was my clue. That was my Columbo style clue for the case, and solved it anyway. No.
What was the joke?
It was that meme of that kid. You know, the confused looking lass.
In the back seat of the car.
Yeah, and then a picture of the actual lass all them years later. And then I wanted to talk about something else, actually. Just as a little bit of a cultural thing at the end.
Uh-huh.
Well, unless you've got something else to talk about.
I don't know.
Is there anything on that list that I haven't talked about? I can't believe this one.
There's a couple of things.
We're getting blocked by loads of people for this. We've insulted celebrities.
Anybody who doesn't think that the corona is a conspiracy.
Yeah, we've insulted psychics.
Girls.
We've insulted psychics. We've insulted young girls. We've insulted ourselves.
Yeah. So other things on the list, but I kind of remember for the life of us what they're for. One just says animations.
Animations.
Yeah, I didn't put any more. I didn't elaborate any more than that.
Oh,
so
for God's sake.
I'll knock that one off.
Why didn't you just write the letter A? That's just about as much help. Yeah, animations. All right.
Yeah, if you did your own admin.
I can't do my own admin. But also, something that we both did, quite, I like it when we do this as well, by the way, was anal. No, it was, we watched a film together not long ago.
Two, in fact.
Did we watch 2? Oh, well, listen. We
did watch 2.
Surprised me with the second one, but with the first one, because I can't remember what it was, but the first one was The Hunt. Have you seen The Hunt? Of course you've seen it. What?
Yeah, I watched it with you, funny enough.
Yeah.
And I'd just like to say this is before lockdown happened.
It's late.
I have not been round since.
Oh, yeah, it was before lockdown, but I quite liked it. I'd recommend it. That's our film review.
It took me
Yeah,
by.
right.
You know what it is? I want to say something about it, but it's a mini spoiler, so I won't. But
well, the crux of the film is extreme left wing, like I don't know what they are, aristocrats or something.
yeah,
Like bring a load of extreme right wing rednecks to a place in Croatia and hunt them, and they give them guns and that. It's a bit like every other thing that's been on Hunger Games and Battle Royale, that kind of thing.
The difference is, though, is like you don't know who's in on it and who's not.
Yeah, well, that's it. So you don't know who's in it, who's not, and also like
you don't know who's good, who's bad, and all that jazz.
You don't know who's good, who's bad. It's proper Game of Thrones because like people who you think are the protagonists of the whole film will just suddenly die. I mean, I suppose that is a spoiler.
Well, I was going to say that was one of the spoilers I wasn't going to say before.
Oh, shit.
Well, I was going to be more specific.
All right, well, I'll stop there.
Yeah.
I'll stop there. Sorry if I spoiled it for anyone, but it's a horror film. I mean, it's not like you know what I mean.
More of a thriller. I won't go full horror.
Not horror, yeah, but like thrillery horror.
Yeah.
Thrower.
But interesting, weird, worth a watch.
Yes, and I really like the main lady in it.
Although you hated her early on.
Yeah, because I thought she was irritating, and her mouth is really thin.
Twitchy. She's got like a nervous tick or some shit.
You said twitchy and I said thin. She's got a thin, twitchy mouth, which is quite irritating.
Thin, twitchy, nervous tick. Brilliant.
But I did love her in it, but then I watched an interview of her, like a in real life interview on YouTube, and I was like, oh, right, well.
Oh, have you fallen in love with her?
No, I did dislike her.
Oh.
I just found her quite irritating. I was like, oh, right. But I really loved her in that film. Another person I found like that was another one of my secret celebrity crushes, which we finished with last week, which I suppose we'll probably finish with this week.
Belinda Carlisle.
So it was Belinda Carlisle who I sent a letter to. Oh my god, it's like a time loop. And then I got a letter back, but it was off me now. I was buzzing though. Maybe we'll talk about it next time.
Yeah, probably not. This is going to be like the ongoing theme of the Rob and Kel podcast.
It was
starting off about Belinda Carlisle, but going nowhere with it.
That's what we should call it. The Rob and Kel Belinda Carlisle Coronavirus Podcast.
Oh,
did you like like my thumbnail I did in Microsoft Paint?
I thought it was great, but I don't want to. I'd love to get through a podcast without mentioning the coronavirus. Well, that's the challenge for next time.
All right, well, I'll tell you. All right, then next time we'll not mention it.
I don't want it to become like the corona. Yeah, we'll end up being the Corona guys.
Yeah, but it's the Rob and Kel Corona Cast. 2020.com TM registered trademark.
Yeah.
I remembered who it was. I remembered who I was talking about in real time. Merritt Weaver. Do you know who Merritt Weaver is?
Sounds like a fucking superhero.
Doesn't it?
A hygiene issue.
Yeah, it does.
Merritt Weaver.
Merritt Weaver. It does sound
How do you even spell that?
It sounds.
Does it spell like it sounds?
It sounds like a Jim Henson puppet, doesn't it?
Merritt Weaver, an American actress known for Nurse Jackie.
She was Nurse Jackie, right? Honestly, it's not that nice in Nurse Jackie, but honestly, there's a Netflix series called Unbelievable, and she plays a policeman. And I've watched it about 20 times because I can't stop watching her. But I like to listen to her. Maybe I've got that ASMR thing that people have.
You know what's weird, right? What's really weird is you've shown me some of these pictures of these girls on Tinder. And you're like, oh, she's not that nice.
Can you fucking... How, man? Let's keep that down a bit. How,
I'm like, she's alright. And then you send me a picture of this woman. And she's attractive. But... I think some of the lasses on your Tinder have been more attractive than her. And you're like,
fucking hell. They're
all
right.
Very nice.
Can we keep the Tinder chat down to a minimum? Fucking hell, man.
I like you were like your girlfriend's going to fall.
It's because I have. It's because I have weird taste. Like weird taste. Well, you know. Because like...
She was in The Walking Dead?
Who was? No.
Am I looking at the same person?
Merritt Weaver was in The Walking Dead.
There is a Merritt Weaver in The Walking Dead.
Well, there can't be many people called, well, even just Merritt.
You know what it is? IMDb is going to become another thing of the Rob and Kel podcast.
Pull it up,
really
Jamie.
Does sounds feral. Merritt Weaver.
Merritt Weaver.
Let's have a look. Was she in Signs?
Was she?
Apparently.
Yeah, she was.
Unbelievable.
Yes, she was in Signs.
Irreplaceable, Godless, The Walking Dead. Do you know who she was in The Walking Dead? The lesbian doctor that got shot in the face.
Oh my god! That was her. Yes, it was. Oh yeah. Anyway, I don't like her in anything else apart from Unbelievable. So there's another Netflix.
That is unbelievable.
That's another Netflix recommendation for everybody.
I'm trying to think if I've got any weird.
I was gonna say because you
I'll
have
have
not
to
told
ask.
me any.
Leslie would. The missus would know better than I would if I have any weird celebrity.
She's there.
crushes.
Ask her now. She's there.
She is actually here
Go on,
right
then.
now.
Go on.
I know I've got weird ones. Have I got a weird celebrity crush?
No.
Oh, it's you. Yeah, she's got a fucking weird one.
What is it? Oh my god! Tell us what it is. Tell us. She's looking at you now.
Joshua Jackson.
Who?
See, she's just messed herself.
Who?
You know,
Who?
You know the kid from Sean Astin. You know, from the Goonies.
Oh my
Or more
god.
more so from Lord of the Rings when he's Sam.
Wait, who's the first one? Joshua who?
Joshua Jackson. He was the lead character in the Mighty Ducks, other than Emilio Estevez.
You can't just do a reference like that and expect me to know. He was the lead character in the Mighty Ducks. All right, he was
Charlie.
he was a 5-year-old in 1981. But I'm trying to picture her celebrity crush, and you said he was in the Mighty Ducks. Now, for anyone that hasn't seen the Mighty Ducks,
Now you're picturing her thinking of a 15-year-old boy.
I will kill your face. Listen, for anyone who hasn't seen the Mighty Ducks, it is about a bunch of hockey-playing children.
Lee Evans.
Marry Monkey Boy.
Did you hear that?
What?
She would marry Monkey Boy, Lee Evans. There's a fucking name drop.
Tell you what, man. It's the comedy. It's the comedy that does that, you know.
It is, man. Laugh them into bed.
Yeah. And my dad used to say, you
The
can
dick pics for.
doesn't matter what you look like, son. You can always make them laugh their knickers off, and that was
You
fine.
totally cut off there. You need to go again.
fuck.
You cut
Right,
off
okay.
completely.
Like my dad always used to say, son, you can. Fuck's sake, I fucked it up again. people won't know
it. In, though.
Hang
it's
on.
funny.
Right, so people who are listening to this won't know, but I've actually had to cut out a few of these. So much so that I've actually just forgot the joke there, dude. What have you done to me there?
Well, my dad always used to say.
My dad always used to say, you can all... My dad always used to say, doesn't matter how you look, you can always make them laugh their knickers off. And that was fun. There's a punchline. My dad always used to say, are you still there? Oh, my dad always used to say, doesn't matter what you look like, son, you can always make them laugh their niggers off, which was fine, till I did it to me nana. Hey, there you go.
Oh, mate, that's gross.
Anyway, hey, I promised Phil Sherrod. There's another tag. Oh, do you know?
You know some like proper superhero type names. Phil
Sherrod.
Sherrod.
I haven't written any of these tags down. Right.
He will. He will one syllable you to death. One syllable. One
One
syllable you.
syllable you.
One syllable you to death.
I'm gonna have to tighten this one up, I think. Christ almighty, I feel like I'm just wandering off.
Yeah, you have a bit.
Yeah, well,
But, you know,
right.
well, we've got an hour already, so, you know.
Yeah, we've got an hour now, but after I have to edit out all the highly offensive shit. If this is any...
about 15 minutes.
If this is less than an hour, right, when I put it out, you will know by this point that I have had to cut out a lot of offensive shit. But I'm going to keep most of it in because, you know, I don't care. Oh, another shout out to mention, actually. I was speaking to an old school friend of ours. A little lady by the name of Kelly Bramley. Remember Kelly Bramley?
Oh, yes.
I said hello to Kelly today. It was quite nice to hear. Sent me a little voice note. It was quite nice to hear an old voice. I got a telephone voice. It was very nice. So I'll say hello.
You said you'd do a shout out.
I'll say hello.
That's nice.
Because she's one of the 3 listeners. So, you know, you got to treat them like royalty. Is there anything else you need to cover before we...
I don't think so. I know I've got a weird celebrity crush, but I can't think of what it is. So I'll have to have a think and...
Well,
next
I'll
time.
tell you what. If you want to know Kel's weird security crush...
security. My weird security crush. I like padlocks.
Anything else to cover before we finish this one, Killer C?
Nah, I think I'm spent.
All right, well, I tell you what, man, I'm gonna pop straight on Microsoft Paint and do the next cover. So
We're gonna do that now.
I'm gonna edit this now, yeah. But then, did you like the motif? I just thought I'll just do blue.
Yeah, I love the motif. I really did.
And then I'll very roughly cut out 2 very old pictures from Facebook. Spray paint a white outline because I couldn't cut them out correctly, and then Microsoft Paint a black outline around that. That was skills.
I think the only thing that should be different is the text and maybe the background color each time.
Honestly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross out the number 2 Microsoft Paint with just the paintbrush and write the number 2 with the paintbrush. And that's all you're getting, right? So just be happy with what you've got in this apocalypse.
Brilliant.
Buzzing.
Ructions. Woo.